Good afternoon to you all, Principal. It's great that giving us the opportunity to be here. The theme is very interesting in terms of humanity. Societies go through upheavals, and Timor-Leste went through two major upheavals in the last century. Second World War, 1941 to 1945, then in 1975 to 1999. It's good to see Karen Middleton here, because this year, in October, we mark the 40th anniversary of the killing of Australian journalists in Ballybor. And in December, Roger East was killed in Dili on the day of the invasion. So when you talk about journalism telling the truth, sometimes they become victims of the truth. So I'll talk a little bit about that a bit later. But just to reflect on the upheaval on a society, it is in this upheaval that tests the society in terms of the good over the evil. Now, in Second World War, Timor-Leste found two foreign troops fighting the war on our own home soil. And we became the greatest victim in this. It was true out of not our choice, but it was imposed. Now, the fate had it that maybe Australians and East Timorese share the same character, always give the underdog support and a fair go. So this is exactly what happened in Second World War with 400 to 500 men from the Z Force, second, 4th commanders, with an overwhelming Japanese troops, completely outnumbered them. And so how do you think they would survive? Now the villagers, because of the uprooting and destruction of food crops, they don't have much to eat. And this is where this goodness of humanity comes out. That the villagers saw these young men in their midst, no food because they were completely cut off from Australia, and the families were advised that they were missing in action, means that they were all killed. And yet they were still alive and fighting in the mountains in East Timor. So the young boys, 13, 14-year-olds, who attached themselves to each of them to guide them and fetch food for them, hide them from the enemy, and never, this is what trust is all about, trust. How could they trust this young boy with their own lives? That he's not going to tell the enemy exactly where he is hiding. That is the trust. That is the greatest of a human being. Money cannot buy. Now, of course, Australia lost about 40 men. The rest stayed alive and came home to their loved ones. In 1975, another upheaval. Well, the cost of helping our mates, our friends, was that up to 60,000 of our people died. Do we forgive Australia? Yes. That's humanity. 1975, of course, the next upheaval that came in with the Indonesian invasion. Our friend, our ally, after killing the journalists, sacrificed them, completely looked the other way. Do we forgive Australia? Yes, we do. In 1999, after 24 years, Australian Prime Minister, then Prime Minister John Howard, made a very important decision on behalf of Australia to address the unfinished business. In Australia, men and women in uniform with the interfaith forces went in and seen as liberating the country. And our people in the villages rejoice that it's better late than never. Now, during the Indonesian occupation, there was about over 200,000 Indonesian civilians leaving the country. So this is 24-year span, 250,000 people killed. Right next door to Australia, but many Australians had no idea this was taking place. Why? Because the messenger of the truth were killed in 1975 and no one was allowed to go in. Timor-Leste was completely locked away by both Australia and Indonesia. So despite all this suffering, the killings that went on in rural areas, in mountains and villages, our people not once take revenge against a single Indonesian civilian. Not once. So what does this demonstrate? It demonstrates the true humanity of people, of a society. Despite complete upheaval, despite the loss, yet the goodness still prevails over the evil for revenge. Now, in 1999, our international friends demand for war crimes tribunal to charge the Indonesian generals who oversaw the warfare in East Timor in 24 years. For us, is pursuing that course of action, is that going to bring us true peace? We felt that it wouldn't. Okay, even if we were to pursue that course of action, we have to then demand those that were accomplices to the crime, who supply weapons. That means what? Australia, US, UK, all the major powers that had connived to lock away East Timor, they have to be witnesses, accomplices. Is that what we want to pursue? We felt no. We want to be completely free rather than move on a revenge. Freedom and peace means what? Means that you don't only have your physical freedom, but you must have a complete body and mind freedom. That's what freedom is all about. It's no point in having, yes, we are free, but you hold hatred towards your former enemy. And this is where sometimes some people who don't know the background story, they think that Timor-Leste and Indonesia, nothing ever happened between them. Because of the sense of forgiveness and peace that we have accomplished with our form of war. So that means that if we forgive those who physically harmed us, we also forgive those who were accomplices. That means Indonesia we forgive, Australia also we forgive. But the fate has it that after Timor-Leste won its freedom, we have not completed our sea, territorial, and land and sea boundaries to complete what is Timor-Leste. So this is another struggle that Timor-Leste has to go through because Australia is denying East Timor its right to have a maritime boundary. So it seems that we have to go all over again to fight for it. Australia has delimited, has agreed, has signed its maritime border with all its neighbors, except this small piece, what they call the Timor Gap, which we want to talk. Australia said, sorry, no. Why? Why is this? Is this our fate that we still have to fight for it? So, what we hope is that our Australian friends can really speak up. Can Australia, for once, do the right thing? By East Timor. East Timor is not claiming not even an inch of Australian territory. It's only claiming what is rightly belong to it under international law. Australia preaches the principle of international law in South China Sea. Tell Chinese to abide by the international law, yet Australia, on the other hand, is not doing the same thing for East Timor. So again, these are the challenges that we want to raise with our Australian friends to really encourage the politicians to have the courage to address the hard issues. If it is hard. Australia prides itself in its negotiation with its neighbor. Australia is a great country, well respected around the world. Yet, just for this small gap, Australia seems to be hell-bent in standing hard for Timor-Leste. Not giving Timor-Leste a fair go. That's a challenge, to bring out the greatest humanity. So going back to the Australian journalists, we hope that this year we remember them in this 40th anniversary, because we felt that they sacrificed their lives for the truth that they were bringing out. And those 250,000 people that lost, they were part of that. And they become part of our history, of our humanity. So I hope that I put that challenge of humanity so that we can address the issues that Timor-Leste felt that it's been denied. Nonetheless, Australia and Timor-Leste were good friends, good ally, good neighbor, as a people. That's what happened in the Second World War. That's what has been happening. The Radford College is following that footsteps of that friendship. That's why every year you pay a visit to Timor-Leste. And we hope that many more schools will do that. Now, bringing out this great humanity, that we break down the barriers, the frontiers that corral people from ignorance in dealing with each other in sharing. That's what it's all about. And of course, our young people like Santos and the others who engage in cultural and sporting activities, these are fundamental movements that have no frontier. Like every night I watch Liverpool play soccer in England. There's no frontier. That's great. So again, these are part of building what true humanity is. Now when you talk about power, sometimes power corrupts. Sometimes power blinds people from its humanity. The history have shown us, Second World War, for example, what Hitler did, the Holocaust. So all these. But it seems that we keep repeating the same mistakes. Why is this? It's like everything else. If the car engine is not kept, its oil, lubricants, it will break down, isn't it? It will rust. Then it's completely breakdown. It doesn't work. And society is the same. It is the oiling factor that has to be done all the time. By who? By young generation of people. Each generation will do that, keep doing that, and build up through world peace. And that's what humanity is all about. That's what we all want. That's what each individual feel, want to be, want to have. What is peace? What is freedom without complete fear out of your head? And there are challenges that has to be faced because there are also people who are determined to also impose their will on the others. And if you don't follow, you're killed. Again, these are evils that the society need to confront from within and from outside. Okay, I'll leave this with you and we can have questions and then we can expand our conversation. So once again, thank you very much.